It's story time. Story time. Let's read. It's story time. Story time. I'm geeked. It's story time. Story time. You and me is story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Story Time with me, Kayla. How is everyone's day going? I hope you are having a wonderful day. And guess what? Today isn't Sunday. Today is Wednesday. This is our very first Wednesday episode together that we're going to spend time with. Now that I have more free time, I could do story time twice a week. So thank you for joining me. I have a story to tell. So a couple of months ago, my sister-in-law Renita was telling me about her friend who had just written a children's book, and she was having a lunch party. So, I riled up my crew, my mom and sister, the K crew, and we went to her lunch party, and that's when we met the author we will be focusing on today, which is Nakeyia Jones. When I met her, she was super, super nice, and she was like so inviting. So while I was at her lunch party, I talked briefly with her as she explained that she created a book to shed light on vitiligo. I was able to get an autographed copy, and I was so excited when I got home that day. I was like, this is like the best thing in the world. But fast forward, I was able to see her again at the Black Child Book Fair, which was super fun. And she told me she was from New York, and like each time I interact with her, I never heard her New York accent until this one. I'm like, oh, she really is from New York. But she is just such a nice person, and I'm so glad we've met, that we're connected now. Now, without further ado, I would like to introduce the book we will be reading tonight, which is Super Spots by Nakeyia Jones, illustrated by Jacqui Smith. Yay! So in this book, we learn about a girl named Nia. And like I said before, it sheds light on vitiligo. Here we go. Ready, set, let's begin. Super Spots by Nakeyia Jones, illustrated by Jacqui Smith. Here we go. Exciting. Hey, and she signed it. It says, "Thank you for reading to the children. Continue to be an inspiration and always dream big. Nakeyia Jones." Thank you so much. And she even got my hashtag. You can search for my hashtag, and you'll be able to find me on all social medias. She has her acknowledgement page. Shout out to everyone on this page. Here we go. Nia woke up and felt the warm sun touching her face. She knew that meant only one thing. It was morning, and it was time for the first day of school. She was so excited, she jumped out of bed, tripped over her slippers, and ran right into Spoticles. "Slow down, Nia," Mom said, laughing. "You're moving like a fast race car this morning." Nia laughed. "I'm sorry, Spoticles. I'm just so excited." "I know you are," said Mom. "Get dressed and your breakfast will be ready when you're done. Let's go, Spoticles. I'll take you for your walk now." Nia hurried to the bathroom, singing and skipping her way down the hall. "The first day of school, it'll be so cool, 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 cool." Toothbrush, books, clothes. She brushed her teeth and put her clothes in the hamper, then walked to the closet to get dressed. Nia opened the closet, looking side to side. What should I wear? Nia thought out loud, what should I wear? I don't really care, just get me there. Nia rhymed to herself. She was always singing and rhyming. She picked her favorite jean jacket with a hot pink tutu. She went to the kitchen and sat down to eat her toast and cantaloupe for breakfast. Just then, Mom and Spotticles walked in from outside. Nia's mom washed her hands and sat down at the table. Nia pulled a note out of her new book bag and read it out loud. That's right, when you come in from outside, wash those hands. Welcome back, students. Dear parents, on the first day of school, students are allowed to bring one item for show and tell. Thank you, Miss Golds, room 103. Really? Exclaimed Nia very excitedly. Can I go find something, Mom? Can I? Sure, honey, Nia's mom said. Let's go now. I will come and help you. Mom and Nia looked in her toy box, under the bed, and in the closet, searching for something cool to bring on the first day of school. Nia couldn't find anything fun and exciting and began to get disappointed. Do you have any cool things in your toy box? Miss Kayla has books. What about your card collection? Mom asked. No, Nia replied. That's old and everyone has those. Well, what about one of those Lego people you built at summer camp? Mom tried asking again. No, there are probably Legos at school, said Nia. Okay, Mom said. Nia, we must leave in 4 minutes, so find something and meet me downstairs. Nia walked back and forth, but couldn't find anything she wanted to bring. She couldn't find anything that was unique and different that no one else would have. She finally walked to the stairs, feeling sad, and plopped down to sit. She rolled up her sleeves and put her hands over her head. Nia looked at her arm. Suddenly, she had a great idea. It's time to go, Nia, she heard her mom call from downstairs. Nia grabbed her book bag, hugged Spotticles, put on her shoes, and ran downstairs. Did you find something to bring for show and tell? Her mother asked. Yes, I did, Nia said, once again excitedly. I knew you would, Nia's mom said as they buckled their seatbelts. Don't forget to bring it back home with you. Nia laughed. It's going to be hard to leave myself at school, she said. Nia's mom stopped and looked at her, confused. Yourself? She asked. Nia's mom didn't ask any more questions. She knew Nia was creative and full of imagination. Mothers know, don't they? Once at school, Nia's mom parked the car and walked Nia over to Miss Martin, the crossing guard. Good morning, Miss Martin, said Nia. Good morning, Nia. You look lovely today. Have a great first day, Miss Martin replied. Nia said thank you to Miss Martin, hugged her mom, and said her goodbyes outside the school. Nia walked into the school and began to sing, Room 103, where could you be? I want to see where you can be. She walked down the hall, turned the corner, and found it. Room 103. She was greeted by a high five from Miss Golds. Welcome to second grade. Miss Golds smiled at her. Nia was ready to start the school year, of course, but she was more ready to participate in show and tell. Miss Golds said, Welcome to room 103. Today, we will review our room rules, learn classroom stations, and play an introduction game. All right, here we go. The students loved the introduction game and sang a few songs. Then came the announcement everyone was waiting for. Please get your show and tell items and meet me back on the carpet. So exciting. Miss Golds called students in alphabetical order. Nia's name was in the middle. Next, we have Nia Longfield, said Miss Golds. Nia stepped up, tall and proud, ready to present her item. Miss Golds and all the students looked shocked, as Nia didn't have any object in her hand. Everyone sat in silence. waiting to see what Nia would present. Suddenly, Nia took off her jean jacket and yelled, "Presenting Super Spots!" Nia said, showing the class the white spots on her arms. Super Spots. Super Spots. Wow! Oh, cool! Oh, weird. Some of the students in the class said. Then Nia began to explain. "I have something called vitiligo." "Vitiligo?" said Cal. "No, Vitiligo," said Leah. Nia began to laugh. "No, vitiligo. It's a skin condition where my body stops making color and I get white spots all over. My mom and I renamed them Super Spots because it's just too hard to keep saying vitiligo." "So what does these spots do? Do they hurt?" asked Jason. "No, they don't hurt at all," said Nia. "Let me show you what they do. All you need is a little imagination. So if I press this spot right here," Nia said, pressing one of the spots on her arms, "it's a walkie-talkie and I could talk to people from other countries or planets." "Really? So cool," Jason said. "Well, if you use your imagination, you can do anything," said Nia. "Then if I press this one, it makes you want to do your favorite dance. Does anyone want to try it with me?" Everyone's hand went up in the classroom, but Nia picked Jason because he thought her spots were super cool. "We all can do this together. Everyone stand up, please," said Miss Golds. Nia began the countdown. 3, 2, 1. Jason pressed one of her spots and the whole class began dancing. As Nia looked around the room, everyone was laughing, chiming around, and having a great time. She was so glad she decided to use her skin condition for show and tell. Nia wanted the students to understand that she didn't have a disease and no one could catch it by touching her. Miss Golds clapped twice and the students did the same. "All students find a seat back on the carpet," said Miss Golds. "I want to explain a couple of things to the class before we finish show and tell." Miss Golds had 2 apples in her hand. One was red and one was green. "Do you see these 2 apples?" Miss Golds asked the class. "Yes," exclaimed many of the students. Miss Golds continued, "They are different in color, but they are both an apple. Nia and all of you are students in this class. We all have different skin color, clothes, eyes, ears, and sizes, but we are all human beings. Always remember to be kind to everyone that you meet or see that may look different from you. Let's give Nia another round of applause for being so brave and sharing her beautiful skin with us." Beautiful. Nia was smiling from ear to ear and enjoyed listening to Miss Golds compare the 2 apples. Of course, a song came to her head, and she started to sing, super spots, really cool in my school." Nia had a great first day. So many students had questions for her and wanted to try her super spots out at recess. Nia enjoyed playing and laughing with some old and new friends. At the end of the day, everyone was packing up and high-fiving each other goodbye. As parents came to the door, Nia could hear her new friends telling their parents about super spots. Soon, Nia's mom came to the door and Nia jumped in her arms. "How was your day, honey?" Nia's mother asked. Before Nia could answer, Jason tapped Nia on the shoulder. He lifted his sleeve on his shirt and there was a big white circle. "I used some chalk and created my own super spots so I can talk to Mars tonight," said Jason. Mom and Nia laughed and hugged each other. "Well now, I know what you bought for show and tell, Nia," said Nia's mom. Nia threw her arms in the air and yelled, "Super spots!" Here's some information about vitiligo. It's a condition in which the color loses area of the skin, and it causes like a whitish patches. It can affect any age, any ethnicity, any gender. It could be hereditary, so you could kind of like be born with it, or it just happens. It doesn't hurt. It's not contagious. There are different kinds. Some things that help with it are your diet, what you eat. Cool. And here's a little bit about the author, Nakeyia Jones. She has had vitiligo for over 3 years, and she has done extensive research on treatments and causes, and she has done a lot of traveling to schools and community centers and stuff to shed light on vitiligo. And she also received her bachelor's degree in social work. She has received her master's in education, and she has been in the education and social work field for over 20 years. And she was born in the Bronx. Nice. And now she's in Chicago, where I met her. Oh, and shout out to everyone. Her parents, her brothers, her husband, her mom, her son Caleb. Nice. It says, stay tuned for book 2. Yes. We'll be waiting. The end. I loved it. Yes. Look at it. So one thing I liked about this book was it reminds us, whatever we have going on with us, don't let it stop you. Don't let it have you. You have it. I thank you all so much for joining me. And Nakeyia, I thank you so much for all the love and support and for this wonderful book. Now, it says be on the lookout for the 4-part series, so we'll be waiting. We're ready to see more of Nia and her super spots. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. But it's time to sing some goodbyes. Are we ready? Goodbye, 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 my friends. Goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb into bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3. Good night.